again, my name is Rhett Williams, Seminarian for the Diocese of Charleston, and today we're going to finish talking about the procession in part 2. So last time you remember we talked about the thurifer or the crucifer, the thurifer bringing in the incense, or the crucifer with the cross, always leading the procession. Now as the procession comes down, we have people who come behind him. So we have deacons, priests, bishops, archbishops, cardinals, and normally they're ordered in rank, more or less. Sometimes you see the deacon who will walk in and have a book in front of him. This is the book of the Gospels. So you'll see this placed on the altar as we approach. And as it's placed on the altar, and then we see later on with the reading, when it's taken from the altar by the presider and read at the ambo. Now, also, you'll see normally at the end of the procession is the presider. Now, this presider is the main celebrant, and many times if it's a bishop, he'll only be accompanied by 2 attendants or acolytes. Many times you'll see those altar servers, we call them, many times you hear them referred to as acolytes, and this comes from a Latin or Greek root that means attendant. And these attendants, many times with the bishop or archbishop or cardinal, will be helping out with the mitre and the crozier. Now the mitre is the hat of the bishop. It's also a symbol of teaching authority. And the crozier is the staff. Many times you'll see it's a shepherd's staff, showing that his pastoral responsibilities to shepherd the flock. Now as things continue and move forward towards the altar, it's always beginning with a genuflection. At the beginning of the liturgy, you'll see a genuflection to start and a genuflection to end at the very end of the liturgy. From there on, it would just be, a head bow. Whenever towards the altar, always towards the altar during the liturgy, throughout the different times. Finally, you'll see them approach the actual altar. The deacons and priests, the main celebrants, will bend down and kiss the altar. Now, this kissing of the altar is something that's ancient. Just with the use of the acolytes that go back to the 2nd century, we see writings from the early church fathers that the kissing of the altar was a sign of respect. And this sign of respect, for many different reasons, the fact that the holy sacrifice is going to be placed here on the altar, respect for just Christ in general and his person, and also many times you might remember that relics are placed on the altars. Most altars around the world. So the kissing of the altar, which is a sign of respect, is also reverencing these relics of our past martyrs and saints that we have in the church. We appreciate you being with us today on Foundations of Faith. Next week we will start at the presider's chair and move into the rest of the Mass. We'll see you next Monday.